Hey dudes, it's the day before Christmas, so I thought we would do something festive. Martyr's Cry is a white sorcery that costs 2 white mana to cast. When you cast Martyr's Cry, all white creatures are removed from the game, and for each white creature exiled this way, its controller must draw 1 card. What? There's card draw in white? Are you telling me that 2018 Command Zone was complaining about nothing? Why didn't they just play Martyr's Cry? Alright, this card is pretty fucking cool, but it's also pretty bad. I really like Martyr's Cry because it's super interesting, but the steps that need to be taken for this to be card advantage are pretty intense. For one, you would need to make white creature tokens, otherwise it isn't card advantage because you're just exiling creatures you've deployed. You could use this as intended and remove enemy creatures, and it is pretty efficient at that, assuming all of your opponents have white creatures, but also they get cards to replace their creatures. So it's not really great in that use case either. This card is really funny, and it really gets the Johnny in your brain itching, you know? If anyone can figure out a way to give their opponent like 50 white creatures and then mill their opponent out with Martyr's Cry while that opponent is like trying not to lose, I don't know, I'll be really impressed because that would be so fucking funny. This card is so fucking funny, and nobody ever talks about it. It's so strange to me. Like, I understand this card isn't good, but how can you read this card and resist its urge? Like, fuck that ring. Martyr's Cry is what tempts me. I've never even heard another person talk about this card, and I think that's kind of crazy. It's on the reserve list. It's from the dark, and it's like only $6. This card just... fuck, I don't know, compels me. Is it just me? Like, you, person watching this shit, does this card just scratch at a weird spot in your brain? Is this, like, not the most compelling bad card you've ever read? It's also super fucking funny with Alliance of Arms. It probably only works once, but if everyone else is drawing a shitload of cards and you're just sitting there with your shitty mono-white deck, maybe you can convince the table to make so many white tokens that you can instantly mill them all out with Martyr's Cry. Well, not instantly. Martyr's Cry has to be played at sorcery speed. But if you could do that, that would be so fucking funny. Someone out there, use Alliance of Arms and Martyr's Cry to win a game of Magic. Please, you need to do this. It would be so fucking funny. Anyway, I really like Martyr's Cry. It's such a strange and interesting card. You could definitely argue that it breaks the color pie because it says draw a card on a white card, but I would argue that it doesn't, like, actually break the color pie. For one, it affects everyone, which makes it fair and balanced, like Balance, which is a great example because balance is in the name. It does draw you cards, technically, but it removes resources for those draws, and unless you're breaking it, it's more like it's reimbursement, which seems like a pretty white thing to do. It's also, like, clearly intended as, like, a cheap board wipe that's oddly specific and has a downside to make it less busted. Like, you're supposed to play this when your opponent and you both have white creatures, or, like, you used a Painter's Servant or something. This is really funny with Painter's Servant, by the way. This card is just so fucking funny. I can't even stay on task for this thing. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't really think this is a color pie break, and I also think it's a super funny card, and a really interesting card. I can't stop gushing about it, but I don't think I have anything else really important to say about this card, but I do think that this is the coolest fucking shit. Let's talk about the art. Martyr's Cry was illustrated by Jeff A. Menges, and this is pretty fantastic. I like Jeff's work, and this piece is really well done. It's detailed, and it certainly tells a story. It's always kind of morbidly interesting when white cards depict suffering like this. Not that I enjoy suffering, but it's more often expressed in the art of other colors, making it more shocking, I guess, when it happens on a white card. I like that. I really like this art. I think Magic is a richer game because this dumb little card exists. The night sky is also really well done in this piece. But this card only ever got that one printing, so there isn't any other art to talk about. I can't believe the Vintage Championships have not made an oversized version of Martyr's Cry as a reward yet. That's crazy. Maybe next year. Okay, that's all I have. Let me know what you think of this little fucking weirdo. I'm interested in your takes. Otherwise, I hope you're safe and happy and enjoying the holidays if that's your jam. Yeah, you can like the video if you liked it. You can subscribe if you give a shit, but either way, I hope you have a magical day. Thank you for watching.